What is up, guys? Wraec here with another live stream, and well, it starts right now. Somehow took forever for my OBS to connect to YouTube. I don't know, but now we are live. So welcome everybody to this live stream. We are going to summon Sinbad. We're going to test Sinbad. I am a bit skeptic, I have to say. Because I tested him on the Pioneer server, obviously, and well, yeah, didn't go too well. It was one of the heroes that I really didn't like, and I kind of like Dunlinger, which, I mean, is not obviously the most meta right now. Still kind of liked him, but Sinbad felt weak. But then again, on the Pioneer server, I tested just the first impressions, so really not too much regard to the seasonal faction skills. And I mean, we kind of have a light parameter in some ways, not fully. I mean, it's kind of a weird topic in itself. Like the light bearer stuff, it's a bit overhyped. I feel like it's a bit overhyped. There are often still better teams, but in some situations, light bearer is insane. I don't know if you've seen battle drills, it's mad. But first of all, welcome everybody. Zakis is here. Welcome, mate. By the way, you're now featured on my channel. I put your YouTube channel like down there. You can put some featured channels on your starting page of your channel. I put you there. Whitey Short, yes, welcome. And Wolfie is here as well. Wolfie, by the way, I just noticed we are on the same level in AFK stages. Right there. Just random. But really, I'm a bit stuck because I try to keep my level at the moment for testing. I might not even level today. I will probably keep everything just as it is, because I want to see the damage numbers from different teams. And I want to try at least one team with Sinbad, and then maybe tomorrow the Hypergen team. And I want to kind of set those in comparison. That is like the goal here. That is like the goal. So we'll have to see how that works out. Not leveling, of course, not very smart idea. But if you want to test and if you want to get good numbers, I think it's a good thing. And I was considering to do a YouTube video today, because obviously I yesterday did the video about the teams for the new Primordial, and it was a great video. I really enjoyed doing this, and a lot of people instantly watched it, so that was really, really nice. I think it's closing in on 10k views now. And I have to say, the problem really was, of course, it is an initial video. We had very limited information, so the first builds that I suggested were solid, but were of course not the best. And within like the first day, people found way better teams than were ever found on the VH server, I feel like. So we now have a bit of a different meta. It's like the light bearer thing, which is fairly interesting. We can't go there just like that. That sucks. Can I go like that? I mean, we now have a bit of a light bearer meta there. But there is also, I saw a pretty cool Graveborn team. I saw a pretty cool Hypergen team. And the first team that I showed is still very solid. So in that regard, fairly interesting what is happening there. And I've still not been able to do proper damage. I'm real with that. But it's also because I haven't really leveled. So we are on 56, but it's not really my goal in those first days to level. I will real. I don't have the goal to level to like reach place 1. It doesn't matter. It is completely irrelevant if you are place 1 now. The real game starts once we are close to the end of Black Creeper. Because you will have your highest resonance level there, and every single day you are now doing more and more damage. So if you are place 1 now, that is really of no concern. So right now for me it's about testing. I tested this team, which is a light bearer team. We can check this out. Maybe we can watch the replay. And it's kind of the thing with Corrin at the moment, where I'm, by the way, pretty positive that Corrin is bugged. I don't know. If you've, we can watch another battle drills thing before we get into the summons. I have a battle drills video as well with like 100 billion or something damage. And I'm pretty sure Corrin is bugged, or at least there is some buggy interaction there. Because, well, in this team, you just see all of those true damage hits, and if we go into battle drills, you will see even more of them. And I'm positive that is a bug. That doesn't seem to be too real. He's also out damaging everything and everybody, and yeah, it's a bit of a weird thing happening there. I've been pushing very aggressively, been getting into Wild Rift. I have to say I've pushed a little bit, but still I feel like I should push more in a way. But it's just I push within the limits of my time. So that is the thing, and right now I feel like I'm at a pretty good spot. Still, people are further ahead of me, and I feel like I'm falling behind. Even though I considered myself to be at a pretty good spot, and I thought I pushed for a pretty ample amount of time. So yeah, it's a bit weird to still fall behind even at that pace. You can see, like, if you watch for the white numbers there, that is really the thing that I'm a bit concerned about in regards to Corrin being bugged. But that was like the first thing, and right now my goal is to find out which heroes to use here. Obviously we have Merrily in there, we have Rowan in here, we have Corrin in here. Corrin is of course a hero you can't miss. Rowan seems to be a hero you can't miss. Merrily is the question, and I want to try, and that's why I have one more attack, I want to try to replace Merrily with Sinbad and see what the numbers are. So that is going to be one part of our testing. And we are going to have a look for that. And the other thing that I tested right here was Smokey or Mikola. And the answer was Mikola. Mikola is better, but like in the damage difference, if you consider maybe this was a little bit lower RNG, this is another thing. Next thing to test is also with which artifact, because I saw quite a lot of people not even using the resonating spell, but going for the Tycor spell instead, which is interesting. Crit haste, of course, very, very cool. So it will be also something that we need to consider. There's a lot of things to test, and we are going to dive into that. But today, the thing is mostly about progressing this account to quite an insane extent. Are you supposed to do the tidal wave too? Yeah, I mean, like, the tidal wave mechanically doesn't change too much. So resonating spell gives more damage to your Corrin. The tidal wave heals multiple enemies, so I think the main thing about the tidal wave being interesting in this specific scenario is that once you have like 8 enemies on the board and you hit all of those, of course you are able to do more damage to every single one of them, which is kind of an interesting thing. If your main damage dealer remains to be Corrin though, and Corrin deals all of the damage, then it doesn't really matter if you debuff all enemies or if you buff Corrin. That is kind of the same effect in a way. Yeah. Yeah, with Alsa, it being spammed all the time is for the uptime, really. You can use resonating spell as well. So, like, that is the next thing I want to see. So, for me, it's right now, it's all about testing. I have 3 attacks a day, so I try to make the most out of it. And for now, the next thing I want to see is, okay, resonating spell with Sinbad. So, that is like the next thing I want to see. Resonating spell with Sinbad, and then tomorrow, I will go into tidal wave. That is the plan, to go into tidal wave and see if that is good. And then I want to go tidal wave with an optimal Lightbearer team. And then do tidal wave with the other teams that I saw. First off, the Hypergen team. And second, I think it was the Graveborn team. Or some combination of a Wilder team that I saw. I'm not entirely sure. It was another team. Somebody sent it to me and said, look, this does huge damage. So we want to go into that and test it. For now, I think we kind of leave that behind. Leave it to this very glorious vent I didn't even see before. Wait. Let me make it appear again. There's like this big vent. That's pretty cool. And the plan is for today, summon Sinbad, do this additional hit, see how that works out, and maybe test him in some more game modes. I'm pretty positive he won't be great. So, yeah. Sin good or sin bad? Honestly, that would have been a great title for the thumbnail. That would have been a great title for the thumbnail. So yeah, that would have been a nice thing. Where do we stand? We need a nice position to stand, even though it seems weird. Let's just go right there. Oh, cool. Look, we can teleport over there, even though there is no teleporter. Okay, we stand here on the plaza, and then we can go into our summons. We have some rate up tickets prepared. Oh, one topic before we go into this. I don't know if you guys have actually seen this. I saw this yesterday. They included those new packs to the trolley, and this were like Peaks of Time limited bundles. I thought they were pretty cool because I checked this out and was like, okay, you have the newest hero. There is 1 copy each, and it is in there. And I kind of need a Lily May copy, so I thought it was pretty cool. And then I noticed they made this, and I think this is kind of obscene. It's an obscene thing. It's temporal essence that is limited to a specific hero. And on this one I was like, okay, maybe upgrade Mikola, I guess she isn't upgraded. And then I saw the last one. The last one is like Talene and Fresto. And I can't use it on any of those two. Like, there is no chance I can use it on Tallinn, there's no chance I can use it on Fresto, so I can use it for neither one of them, which means this is an entirely useless item I can do nothing with. And I really wonder what happens if I add it to my inventory. If it just like stays there forever and it's just like completely useless, or if it is in there. But in general, it's not too bad of a deal to just get a copy here. You can get the ATS as well, which kind of sucks. But like getting a free, an easy Lily Make copy here is actually, in terms of whaling, pretty high value. But that was just like side thing to note. We are going to do Sinbad, and I also want to do a bit of a summoning video later on. We have some all-hero recruitment stuff, and we have 121 epic recruitments, and we are super close actually to, well, not super close to Paragon 3, but super close to unlocking Paragon 3 in general. So that is something that I'm planning to do, because we can get multiple Paragon 2 heroes, and this will be fairly interesting. Let's start off though with Sinbad. Aiden, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Wolfie, that was exactly my thought. What happens if I've already maxed them? I don't like this. I think it wouldn't have been too much to ask if they just added 30 temporal essence to it. So I think in terms of value, I understand that they kind of want to put it together, but it creates something weird. And I mean, at least they should make you able to recycle it and then get like at least 25 temporal essence or something from it if they wanted to give this like higher value for this specific hero. But it's a bit weird and complicated. It's like one of those weird things where I say it's just designed too complicated. It's like the same thing with those Rustport rate up invite letters too. Nobody understood them. Nobody understood them. So I don't really get why they even introduced them at all. I think the idea of making like a cool pack there was nice. But I think they were just a bit confusing. But let's start off. First 10 bomb, Sinbad or Zingud? That is the question of the stream. Let's start off. If this guy is at least nice to summon, we are going to keep all of this in here. Because for whatever reason, fun fact, I do now have Paragon 2 Nero and I do now have Paragon 2 Soren with 2 epic charms, and we're not going to talk about why this is the case. I'm just going to keep them in there because I don't think there are better heroes to replace them, and I need some heroes to fulfill requirements for future Paragon levels. And I think that's already our first copy. There should be 7 copies? 7 copies right there. Sinbad, of course, no proper animation as he's just an A-tier hero. Which, in my opinion, unless it is like a must-have immediately hero, something like an A-tier Lily May, for example. That would be a must-have immediately hero. I don't think you should summon for A-tier heroes. Don't remind me about that today, please, because I don't really need it. Because that is going to pop up every single time otherwise. Okay, that's just a normal A-tier. Let's skip that. It's Nero. Nero's following me. PvP, I can beat talent, phrases to Scalita. Lily May come now with Lily and Sinbad. I'm not sure about Sinbad. Like, it's like... I'm not sure if we are going to have a good relationship. I just don't like how he jumps out of the map and it's just like AFK for 5 seconds. So it's... I don't know. Okay, next copy, let's go! That is pretty good. We are on a pretty good pace, I have to say. Pretty good pace right there. 8 copies. And we already have the pack there. It's a small pack, interesting. Okay, we take the small pack. I don't mind. Let's take a small pack, confirm to use Dragon Crystals. I'm apparently not whale enough anymore. So, that is just a thing. I'm also very close to getting Arden to Paragon to just to Paragon just 2 more copies. I'll probably get them through Dream Store. Yeah, for some heroes that is really nice to get them through Dream Store. It's quite an easy way to get them. I think Corin is now for this season a very obvious choice. Maybe we should make a video about this. Should I make a video about this Dream Store? Because I did Arena Store probabilities and people, it was kind of funny. Because I hated on some heroes people liked. And they didn't like that. They commented and I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was really kind of funny. Because I was like, how dare you say that Brian isn't meta? He's the Lily May counter. And I'm like, yeah, you can use him for that. The problem is if you put him in your team so that he counters or that the Lily May targets him instead of Iron, he does nothing. Like, if he can't do his ult, he can do nothing. He's like, there's like dead meat in your team. So, that is the thing. I like... I don't hate Brian. Byron. Brian? Isn't it Brian or is it Byron? Is it Brian or Byron? That is a question now. 1 second. You'll have to answer that. Did I say... I say Brian. It is Brian! It's not Byron. And I don't hate him. I think he's super strong. I said he's strong off-meta. That was my result for it. My result for it was he's strong off-meta. And I think that is alright. Because he's in no team. Like, weird people seem to use him to counter Lily May. Which I don't think he counters Lily May. Like that is the thing. He counters Lily May. He counters one single ability of Lily May. And the sacrifice for it is that you have a useless hero on your team. I don't think that's countering. I think that is not really countering. Not at all. I think if you counter a hero, then you should take him out of the game. But if you counter Lily May's initial ability, then you still have Lily May there. And she will wreck your team. So I don't think she's like a counter there. But if you want to deal magic damage to a boss, for example, set Sahara as an example to them. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to put it. The way to put it is, even though he can take Lily May's first ability, Lily May counters him more than he her. Because he's useless. He is useless once Lily May did his ability. Lily May is still good. No, we're still summoning. I'm a bit slow. And the other hero where people really hated me for saying, and I didn't say, this wasn't strong off meta, this was just off meta. So not even the strong tech there. This was just like one class below, and the hero that I said this about and people didn't like that was Granny. And the reason for me saying that Granny is off meta is like, if you check out tanks, just like tanks in general, all classes and just tanks, there are so many better tanks right now. She's like bottom half now. Temesia actually used, Fresto actually used, Dunlinger questionable, Ulmus great, Thorin great, even Antandra is pretty great. So like she's now on the tier with like Lucius, and she was considered one of the best tanks, and I kind of like her kit. I don't hate on her kit, but she's just like, she's not up there. She's just no longer up there. And if you are bottom half of your class, you can't be a good hero, I think. And that is just like my take on it. It's not even the power of her. I think she has a very good kit for a tank, but there are just so many better ones in the game. So just like isn't better. Granny has great abilities. Granny is not a bad tank. I think most tanks are good in this game. I think that's like the thing with it. So, but if you go into the priority, and if you go like and just compare the tanks in itself, like which tank is a good tank, I think you will find out that Granny's like in the bottom half, maybe even the bottom quarter of tanks. She's like really a pretty bad tank compared to the other tanks. So that is a thing. She has a very nice Mythic Plus. And I gave her that. She has a very nice Mythic Plus for a tank, which is like a HP recovery, death buff. It's nice and unaffected as well. So that is pretty good. She doesn't do a bad job at tanking. She doesn't do a bad job at tanking. But she sees no use. And some people said, okay, but if you don't have Thorin, then you can get a copy of Granny from the shop. Fair enough, it's alright. But even in this situation, I would rather get a single copy of Ulmus. Yeah, it's not that she's bad, and I didn't say that in that sense. She's bad compared to the rest of her class. Her kit is good, but it's just not there. It's just not there. Every other tank has a nice use. We even saw Temesia teams. Multiple times in AFK stages, you will find her compared together with Iron teams clearing stages. So, and if you go full CC and you want a wilder, even if you go full CC and want a wilder tank, you choose Ulmus. And if you don't want to go full CC, you can still choose Ulmus. It is alright to choose Ulmus. Do you think Sessia will be sleeper OP late in the endgame? Not quite sure. I didn't check her charms, I think. Is she OP? Increases damage dealt by 15% to an enemy for each stat debuff inflicted on the enemy by a different caster. I'm not sure. Not sure if that is enough for her to be OP. I wouldn't say, that's still pretty slow. Let's get back to the summons. And Temesia can be annoying, yes, super annoying. And also deals true damage. I just cleared one stage with Temesia. Yeah, she is there, but you don't clear a stage with Granny. That's the thing. Like there is like every single tank is somewhere in the game. You see Thorin all the time in PvP. You see Presto all the time in PvP and PvE and in boss stages. You see Temesia in AFK stages at the moment. You see who did I forget? You see Dunlinger sometimes in PvP, but Dunlinger is a bit questionable at the moment. And you never see Granny. She's just not in the game. And even if you fight her in an AFK stage, and that is quite funny, like even if you fight her in an AFK stage as an enemy, you wouldn't consider her a threat. And that is like the ridiculous thing of it. So, but people didn't like that. People didn't like that, and I can understand why. Because she's just like, oh, next one, let's go, easy. She is a strong hero if you don't compare her to the other tanks. Like then she's good. Then she's good, and it's difficult to take that away. But I think if you make a list and you say like which hero should you get from Arena Store, then the answer shouldn't be okay, the third worst tank. What do you think of the summer raids drama from Korea? I made a comment on that today on Reddit. Just very recently I commented on from Reddit. There was the question whether or not a content creator would make a video about it. And of course, I mean, like if you are connected in some way to Lilith Games, at least in the way that you are maybe part of the content creator program, talking to them regularly, that can be a question. I mean, personally, I have to say, I don't have a problem talking about negative things. If you guys know me from Idle Heroes, you know I can go very hard on the developers. I can be very tough on that. So I don't mind doing that at all. But what I said was, to me, this isn't a hot topic. This isn't a very hot topic. I don't think it's that interesting per se. I would only do it because the community really wants to see a video about it, apparently. The thing was, to me, those summoning chances, this was never really a secret. This was never really a secret that this is wrong. Like everybody who looked at the Stargaze percentages knew this was wrong. This couldn't be right. Or I shouldn't say that it was wrong. You knew that it didn't make sense that you got Temporal Essence times 5 more often than you got a Celestial Hypergen hero. Even though this was 7 times the chance, apparently. Didn't make sense. So I think even in the first week of the game, people said, okay, what they probably have done is they factored in the pity timer and said, okay, we calculate 40 rolls and we say the 40th roll has a 100% probability and we have 39 rolls with like X probability that is lower. And then the total chance averaged out on 40 rolls is this percentage. Advertise that is illegal is not entirely correct. This is the average. This is just not what you expect it would be. What you think that it would be is on any given probability, any given summon, your chance to get a Celestial Hypergen hero. What you want is not the chance to see with the pity timer in there. You don't want the pity timer factored into this number. And I think that's right to not do that. Because you don't have a pity timer here, you don't have a pity timer here. It's weird to have factored a pity timer into this roll. Display both probabilities. That would be the right way to do it. And tell people what this probability is, because there is no description of what this is. So the question about it being legal or illegal, that is a different one. That depends on the country you're in. They are not a Korean game. That is a Chinese game. So the Korean law is, I mean, mostly interesting for them if they want to bring it into a domestic version and maybe bring it to this market, which they obviously want to do. So it's highly likely that they will obey to that and like adjust the game in the way that is asked from them and introduce a better display way to that. But of course, We have many countries on the planet. There are many laws on this planet. In some countries, stuff like this is entirely illegal. In some countries, it's legal. And in some countries, there are certain requirements. So I can tell you, in my country, there is no such law that would talk about any of this and that would limit any of these display ways. I personally think it should be designed in a way that isn't misleading. And I think it's misleading if you put the pity timer in there. Nonetheless, I don't intend to do a video about it this week. The reason for that is I think it's just fair to ask a community manager what they think about it and what they are planning to do about it. Give them a chance to comment. But right now, it's their national holiday in China. It's a week that they will not work. And I don't think it's right to stir such a controversy from my side as a content creator during this time. I want to get their comment on it. So that's the thing. They do risk a risk for a lawsuit. They don't really have to care about the lawsuit in Korea, mate. It's not really interesting. If it's China, if it's illegal in China, that would be a different topic. But that was just the thing about Korea. I didn't see official stuff about this, by the way. I thought this was quite weird. It was just like a message and it stirred all of that up. So I didn't really like that. I would still like to comment them. We have talked to them on multiple occasions about how we dislike this fact. But still, this was known from the first week of the game. I remember discussions about this in the first week of the game. So this is not news. The only news part in is this apparent investigation now of a Korean government body, which I have not seen specific proof about that they really did that. That was just like, it was a auto-translated message out of some forum with an answer that I never saw. So I've very, very, very limited information here, and I'm simply talking about stuff that can only assume exists. So this is the thing. I don't think you will be compensated in any way, shape, or form because those are accurate rates. If you calculate them in this way, they are accurate. This is not like a lie. They're not saying, oh, it's 3.25%. It's not. It is 3.25%. If you do 40 summons, if you then factor in the pity rate, and then it's that. Also, what I didn't really like, they were talking about the summoning rates. I think it's a nice idea to calculate it in a way to show it to people. But if we give AFK Journey a chance to, of course, comment on it, they might just provide the real numbers. Because those are calculated numbers. This is just what they assume it probably is. I would like to tell me the real numbers. That would be something I would appreciate. In light of this discussion, I think it would just be a good idea for them to just say, okay, those are the numbers. We present them, we talk about it, we make a detailed video. I give you my opinion, but I don't think it is a good way right now to go into that and just start a discussion without hearing one side of it. You know, I could make a news video and say, oh, somebody calculated those probabilities, but what is the use of it? I have contact to a community manager on a regular basis, and they are answering every single message I send them, and it's no problem. We have a very, very frequent contact. And why should I not talk to them? We'll make a better video, and it's just a matter of waiting a week, so it's not an urgent thing. Some said, they said, the start of your sentence, mate. Some said, they said. Like, that is no base for discussion. And maybe, should we open that? I don't know if we should talk about this right now. But it's like, I'm not sure if support really answered this. It's a bit difficult. 5 months ago on Reddit. Do you think the summoning rates are real? What are the rates in AFK Journey? Any further clarification for the rate of summons? 6 months ago, the pull rates are a effing scam. So like, there are 6-month-old things on Reddit about those discussions. Like, exactly those discussions. It is not news. It really isn't. yeah, I will talk to the community manager. Right now, I don't see any proof that they said that this is not included in there. We can take this. This is a 6-month-old thing. And we can see if they commented on this. Let's see. So there's like, I have like this. Wait. We can show that. We can show that. Let's show that. Give me a second. Don't think support actually answered that. They had this support, but like, I don't think they answered. I mean, it was discussed. Just checking if there is an answer from them here. No. Just to show that it's not exactly news right now. Let's take a look at this. This is like a daily thing. It's 6 months old. So it's really that is release time from AFK Journey. Daily the pull rates are effing scams, so ERM pulled 1,200 times, not a single S copy. Pity is pretty great though and very generous, but Jesus Christ, 0.1%. And there's like gacha luck frustration, okay, wishlist is pretty nice. And if we then we have the first comment here, pretty sure the rates reflect the pity as well, which is why they look high. But if you take the pity out, then they drop to sub 1%. So Oppressed wrote it on the 11th of April, which is basically right after the release. So this is not news, and this is like my opinion, and I think this is also enough for the stream right now in terms of discussing this topic. And I think we'll go back to summoning, and maybe if you have an immediate question, I can answer it. But right now, I would just say wait for next week, make a video about it, with an answer from AFK Journey. Probably with the proper rates and everything, with rates with pity timer and without pity timer. Nothing with any calculations, nothing with any doubt, and I think then we will go and describe it in detail. And if there's anybody has a question about my opinion, then maybe link them this live stream and this part of it. I think that was a pretty well-mannered discussion that we had here and that we could talk about. So, back to summoning. I think we just got 4 copies or something. Come on, give me a copy. We just talked about pity time. I don't want to hit it every single time. Well, we get 3 ATS at least, so that's a start. That is like a big thing. Honestly, Alien, I think this is a bigger thing than the other stuff. When will they add new ATS to the store? I think that is also something. I kind of want to make a video about that too. Like, that's the thing. No, you guys can't really distract me. What is distracting me are the little acorns. Like those little acorns. For everybody that hasn't seen them yet, I'm going to ruin your summoning experience by showing you the little acorns. There are little acorns flying around. Yeah. And we get another hero. Little acorns. And now Sinbad. We're just going for Supreme Plus, by the way. I don't really care to make him Paragon. Come on, let's give me another one. Yeah, it's a question. I mean, we kind of got Soren to the seasonal store, but it's like one single hero that added that got added to the store. It's like not that we got the other ones too. I mean, we kind of got almost in the season as well, so it's not like they added every single one to that. For me personally, of course, the choices for the Abyssal Essence. It's not coming back very well. But we get the hero. I don't know how this even looks for you. But it's just like, also a reason why I didn't stream for like the recent times. Because my internet connection is just for whatever reason horrible. It's just, sometimes it's just gone. And I play Hearthstone Battlegrounds quite often. And it's horrible. Like, I lost, in one match, I lost 3 turns to that. And if you lose 3 turns in Hearthstone Battlegrounds, you are done. As a stream shouldn't lag. Like right now, the rate is pretty good. The rate is pretty good. But yeah, it should be better. Like I shouldn't have any connection issues. It was just very weird. But I will fix that eventually, like within the next month, actually. Going to hardwire everything, because right now I'm going over wireless LAN, and I don't like that. I will put a cable here. Not sure how I will do it exactly, because there is no way to actually put a cable to this room and make it look decent, but I will do it somehow. There will be a cable, and cable is always better. Okay, next copy, let's go. It's freezing a bit, but right now it's saying it's good connection. Like I see in the rate here, 2.5. It's not a whole lot. It says very good connection. I don't know. No, my internet provider is fine. It's just like technical issues, I guess. A few problems there, here and there. So, yeah. Sinbad. Let's upgrade this guy. Not level him. We won't level this guy. Do you think they should add X level resets, just like IH resets with gems? It's quite a difficult thing. I don't think the current economy in the game is designed to allow that. At the moment, I was talking to Zebo about that, because he actually asked this question. He wanted to hear the opinion of us other content creators for it, and I said, make this better. Okay. Hopefully this fixes it now. Because usually if I remove the connection to my wireless LAN one time and then bring it back, then it should be good. But yeah, back to the topic. Zebo asked us, and he was wondering whether we think that the current gain of temporal essence is alright. And I said, like, if you are in the top spaces, it definitely is. Because I feel like I have enough once a new hero releases to upgrade that hero to at least +10. I think that is a decent pace. If you want to go beyond that, that is of course free for you. I feel like if you are free to play, it's also alright. Because the reason I think so is, even if you get a little bit less, and even if you don't summon every single hero, the fact that you don't summon every single hero gives you more time to actually acquire temporal essence. So you kind of still get enough, I think. That is just like the opinion I have on that. And it is alright. I think it is alright. I think it's like, it is alright as long as you accept that you won't be able to upgrade every single hero to +15 that you summon. Like, if you think it's okay that if you summon every single hero, you should be able to upgrade them to +10. And I think if you are happy with that, then it's okay. But of course, like, if it's too small or if it's too little or enough is really a subjective matter in a way. Like, do people appreciate the current way that it is? Some, yes, I'm alright with it. Others will say, I want more. But you can always want more, because you still have some heroes that aren't fully upgraded. But I think for games such as this, it is alright to not be able to upgrade every single hero. And +10 in general is alright. Usually for the heroes it's like there is a special effect on +10, and the +15 effect is just an enhancement of an already existing one that you have before. So that is usually the case. It's garbage, free-to-play. Dolphins should be able to compete at least with 1 or 2 teams. And that heavily depends on which server you are. Like, if you are on server 1 and you are free-to-play, you are done, my mate. You are not even going to get any loot. It is just like the case there. But I see many free-to-play people who are doing very, very well. Even on my server, which is a fairly competitive one. And they are getting the loot. You just have to focus on some heroes, focus on specific heroes. You won't have any means to be adventurous and go for some heroes that are not really in the meta. That is the case, but eventually you will also acquire enough things. That one thing that I thought was very important was the introduction of temporal shards. I actually complained about that as well, because I thought it was very, very unfair that at one point you didn't earn any temporal essence at all. if you were too low in the rank. And I said like, well, the thing is, if you are on those low ranks where you don't earn temporal essence and you don't spend, how are you ever going to get up? You can't. It was impossible. So now that they introduced temporal shards, I feel like it's a good thing. And also you have to consider we have many events where you can earn temporal essence. We just now, I don't know if they, yeah, in Crystal Clash, look, there's another 15 here if you play that. Right now we have Hero Drills. Hero Drills also had another, what is that, 15? So you have like 30 temporal essence from events just like there. There's just like 30 temporal essence here in the events already. And that's like just the current events is 30 temporal essence. So it's a pretty nice stack as well. Then of course we have some of the basic game modes. You have Dream Realm, they introduced like the temporal shards there, and in the district ranking, I mean, you get 2 here. But really, look, you can be in the top 501 to top 15% and you get the same amount of temporal essence as place 1. And like Twilight Essence doesn't matter too much. So like this one, top 15% is pretty achievable. Ranking on the main server, of course, is a different story. That's more tough. I see that. That's tougher. Top 100 on your server. Yeah, it depends on which server you are. Like on many, it's possible. And then you get pretty much a good amount of loot still. So I feel like it's not bad. Might require some more time for some people if they score a little bit lower, but it's okay. And it's a subjective matter. Like it's hard to make an objective argument to say, okay, it's not good, because at every single point you're mostly judging it by do you feel like it's good. At the same time, that is also the matter for consideration for Lilith games, because if they don't take into account players' feelings on the entire meta, then, well, they are going to lose players eventually. Because if players are constantly unhappy with the gain of temporal essence that they have, then, of course, they are not going to be happy with the game. That is like a thing. And so in that sense, AFK Journey also has to consider those feelings. But the only objective point where I said, okay, you have to take into account that this is not alright, and you have to change this, and there is an objective point to be made that the gain is not alright, was the thing with lower scoring players not earning any temporal essence at all. That was just not okay. Yep. What do we have here, by the way? It's not even bad. Like the debuff display in the 60 haste is usually not like a thing that I prefer. But the good thing about this is he deals as many hits as possible, and this is affected by attack speed and haste, so kind of works into his ult. Yeah, it's very server dependent. Yeah, server 115, stuff like this, you know. If you're in the server 115 up there, you don't really have issues. You have issues if you are like on the lowest 50, I would say. And the lower you go, the tougher it will get. Unless you're on server 33, then it's tough either way. Though I had to say, yesterday I was very surprised. Because I kind of forgot about Dream Realm. I forgot about Dream Realm. Maybe this is very interesting to see. I forgot about Dream Realm, and I didn't do my attacks. So I was place 9, which isn't too good. Place 9 isn't good. I don't want to be place 9 on my server, but our district, I think, has like 3 servers. And it was like 34 on the main server, on like the combined thing. So I kind of fell hard. Like, that's pretty insane. Even Wolfie was higher than me. Look. Madness. So yeah, I thought 34 was kind of insane that I fell to that. But okay. Not a matter for this. Let's go back. Sinbad. What do we have to do? Affinity. Let's start there first. He likes that, so give him some coffee so that we get Sinbad headwear. Oh wait, I didn't. Not going to do this. We need this. Send, and that's our 8k. Full story there. Just a quick scroll, because we already know Sinbad's story. And we take the headwear. I have all headwears for now. Wonder if they're going to make them available later on. Could be interesting. Okay, let's read the skills, because we have to. And then maybe we go into the last primordial fight and check this out. Okay, haste attack speed is very important for the guy. We already saw this, as many hits as possible. Not really super convincing thing, I will be honest. It's interesting though that we have ultimate power in here. Wonder if we are going to see that. Then we have 6 seconds into the battle. Interesting that it starts with that. Yeah, this is like this weird ability where he kind of jumps like super far to the back. He's no longer on the battlefield even. And then highest damage enemy gets marked as the hitter, and the one taking the most damage is the guard. Can be the same hero, by the way, or boss in that case. Marks last for 30 seconds, pretty long. We deal some damage to both of those heroes. Hitter's attack is reduced by 5%, which is insane. And guard's damage taken is increased by 25%. Both debuffs expire when the mark expires, so we can't like double tag them. And then we have reassessment once the marked enemies are defeated. And he's unaffected during this time. Not immune to damage though, it says here. But I have not seen him be hit there. And this is the mean thing. The debuffs are reduced to 20% of the original effect when used against bosses. And if you know, it's like damage taken increased by 25%. Reduced to, it's like 5% more damage. Yeah, I don't know. But it's, there we have 40%. So that makes it more interesting. So... we'll see. Super standard ability here. Just like damage. Okay. But again, we have a little bit of a dip here into skill power. Another dip here. So we already at 2 dips. But it's like, I think skill power is really not it. Maybe ultimate power could be kind of alright. But then again, I'm probably more into base stats. Then we have this, and this is long, so I'm going to take a sip of coffee before we go into that. So, sip of coffee. Now we have sufficient power to work through the skill. And let's get into the other view, because this is of course our skill here, and I like this one more. Sinbad studies the fighting style of the hitter and the guard. Those terms, of course, repeated from the ability that we read. Hitter being the hero that dealt the most damage, guard being the hero that took the most damage from the enemy team, and we strengthen the debuff we apply. If the hitter deals more normal attack damage, Sinbad's debuff will reduce their attack speed by 60. Nice debuff. They deal more skill damage, the debuff will reduce their energy recovery efficiency by 60, which makes sense. So, I don't think you really have to consider that. It's just like both ways. It's nice if they deal more skill damage, of course. Having less opportunity to do so is good. The guard, if they depend more on healing from allies or themselves, we reduce vitality. If they rely more on damage mitigations, we reduce their fist def and magic def. So we have some interesting debuffs there. None of which are really too interesting for boss damage, I have to say. And like in the normal realm, maybe PvP. But like, I really don't see a debuff meta yet. Debuff is just like for dealing more damage. And yeah, I don't really see that. Also, buffs are a little bit more interesting. So if we would buff our heroes, we would probably consider that better. Then we have the straight up upgrade. +5 is the upgrade. Attack speed buff to 80, energy recovery efficiency 80%, which is very insane. Vitality down, fist def down, okay. And then we go to +10, and there we get, of course, the next skill if an enemy is marked as hitter or guard in 2 consecutive assessments. Okay. Interesting. 2 consecutive assessment means after 30 seconds. Insane. Okay. We have to take into consideration the time it needs to assess those heroes. It's 6 seconds. He then marks them. Then these marks last for 30 seconds. Taking into consideration that those enemies are not defeated or like a boss, for example. We have to wait for 30 seconds. Then this runs out. So 30 seconds into the fight. We then get another assessment. And as a result of this following assessment, that also takes a few seconds. So we're probably at 40 seconds already. And then probably maybe 45 seconds or something like that. We get the next skill part, which is the level 3 skill part, where we get a further attack reduction by 20%, and they take 10% more damage. Which is in all likelihood, like it's an increase to this. So we usually have an attack reduction by 60%, and there we get an extra 20. And we have 40% more damage dealt to them, and there we get an extra 10. So that is an insane thing, actually. It's quite good. Yeah, that is what we are going to test Paul. That is what we're going to test Paul in a second against the Primordial Lord. It uses the hitter's attack by an extra 30%. Increases the guard's damage taken by an extra 15%. No, I don't think that is a typo, because the question arose that if this was a typo. I think this is an upgrade to this. So this is plus 20%, and it makes it plus 30. And this is 10% more damage, and this is like 15% more damage. I think it's just upgrading this one. But it's still interesting nonetheless, because we're already at 60% attack reduction. With that, it would be like 90. And 90 is quite insane. The rates reflect the real probabilities if you take into account the pity timer. Then we have the last one. Dukat deals 130 post-mortem damage to... okay, it's like... Okay. I think the good way for this is just to upgrade this guy a little bit. Get him a little bit juiced up. We get him the plus 10. We don't get him the plus 15 yet. We get him the plus 10 though. Even though I hate it because I want my temporal lessons. Just talking about how I don't need them. Harry just made a video about the sum rates. No friend of it. I'll tell you about this. I'm not a friend of it. And I wouldn't have done it if I was Barry. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. Not a friend of this. And I would have waited for them to at least be back. Like, they are on a holiday, mate. It's like 5 days. No, people can't wait 5 days for a thing that has been in the game for 6 months. I don't know. Okay, we have attack speed here, Fizdef, MDef. Yeah, I know. I just checked it out. As we said, it's like, is pity a lie in AFK Journey? I mean, it depends on what he's saying, really. Maybe he's making it fair, but I doubt that you can say something fair right now. I'm thinking about this. First of all, we have the skin. If anybody wants to know how you get it, end of story. End of story of this season. You get this. What are those? Okay, this was the despair stuff. The ugly thing is we probably can't get charms for a merchant, right? No! The thing is, they are in here. Like, they put the charms in here. But we don't have them unlocked. Wait, this is 9th floor of Gale Treasure. In both Sunrise and Sunset. I mean, I cleared some stuff. I went to 12 and 11, but obviously we don't have the right ones. Yeah, we can craft charms. But crafting charms would be stupid. The crafting charms at this point would be stupid. Because the thing is, this is just 90. Look, we have 9th floor unlocked now. So we can get to the 9th floor, we just have to play this. And this just costs 90. If we craft the 2 remaining charms that I have, it would be 400. And those are, look, this is like the yellow ones with the red, those are the upgraded ones that just have a 1% probability. Those are like these ones. The Magic Charm 3 plus, we get the entire set for 40. So, just waiting until we clear this is way smarter, actually. And we don't really need the skill right now. It is just a nice damage increase, but right now we don't really need it. Okay, talking about damage increase, we kind of have to go like this, and we swap out the Paragon 3 Lily May for ever so much lower Sinbad, which might not be a nice decision. Why did we even go here? Wait, if we go underground there, it's smarter, right? We just have to go underground somewhere. And then we can go like this. Okay, nice. That was fast. Okay, for the plan. I kept every level the same. We have done 2 fights today. We have done this fight, we have done this fight. This fight figured out that Mikula is better. And now in this fight, our next target is Mary Lee. We'll swap out Mary Lee, we'll put in Sinbad. Damage numbers for now were pretty much like, this is madness, so this was a lot. The question would also be if you could take out Alsa. I think Alsa kind of bugged. And also, if we go into Tidal Wave, Alsa will be way better. I don't want to double dip into stuff though, so for now we are going to use Resonating Spell on Corrin. And we are just going to take out Lily May, put in Sinbad, and see how that works out. Where is my Sinbad? I had the Sinbad. I'm blind. There he is. Okay. Yeah, this is the plan. So, just Sinbad going in there, Resonating Spell. Tomorrow, as I said, Tide Call, but today Resonating. And this is going to be a thing. And we're going to see what he does. And you're going to get the first impression on how this guy works. And maybe we'll watch it a little bit in slow-mo this time. No double speed. I mean, for the first thing that we see is, of course, his auto-attack. This is the assessing, by the way. He's jumping to the back. He is gaining energy during this time, which is fairly interesting. It didn't take very long. So now we have the assessing. It is displayed by those two buff icons. The red one being for the hitter, the green one being for the guard. So right now we have both of those on the boss. Double ults there. Our marks should now be gone. Our marks are gone. So they are already no longer in existence. And right now Sinbad is not doing any attempt at reinstating them. So even though we now have other enemies on the board, the time here doesn't apparently be enough, or apparently isn't enough for him to start that. So I think, doesn't the enemy need to be 6 seconds on the board for him to do that? Oh! Look at that! The boss isn't even gone during that time. He just hides somewhere. He just hides somewhere because he still had the marks on his head. He still had the marks. Now he put the marks back on, debuffed the boss a lot more. I mean, we don't need the debuffs. Better against Necro Dragon. Interesting. I mean, we have attacks there. So it is something we can consider. It's an interesting topic, definitely. Definitely an interesting topic. Right now the clear speed there is very slow. It's a little bit because of Alsa, because she blocked off every single way. It's so weird how sometimes it's just like absolute madness and you destroy those enemies and then it takes forever. Did we look into Corrin battle drills? I wanted to show that as well. Corrin battle drills. 3.5 for the moment. I mean, we are not doing too well at clearing those guys, even though it's half speed, so it's like 1 speed. That's something to consider. Main boss coming back now. Immediately gets hit. He's not even fully up. It could be alright. We have 20 seconds left. I mean, keep in mind, we are already there. We are at 4.2, 4.4. 4.6, 4.7, new record. 4.9, 5, 5.2. Come on. Hit him more. 5.3, 5.6, 5.8, 5.9. Come on. Can we get 6? Give me 6. Give me 6. 6.1. Okay, big jump. Big jump. 6.2. 3. Give me another hit. Interesting, we would have gotten the next... Ooh! 6.6! That is insane! Okay, let's go into those damage numbers a little bit. That's insane. Because, look at this. Oh, we even had Smokey. I forgot to change to Mikula. I wanted to change to Mikula. We used Smokey, and Smokey on this team did worse. Do you see that's 4.6, 4.7? I wanted to go for Mikula here. And that was resonating. We didn't go for Tide Call. But that is very interesting. Because I didn't change that. Look at that. That is Corrin damage. That is Corrin damage with Merrily. Full damage is 4.6. That is the same team. No changes. Same team, same level. Look at that. Same level. There is no difference. It's just Merrily swapped for Sinbad. And our damage went to 5.1. From 2.3. Up from 4.6 to 6.6. That is almost a 50% increase in damage from putting Sinbad in there. Instead of Merrily. No, Merrily instead of him is not better. Like, considering that the clear speed we had in the middle pretty much sucked. Yeah, but look at the damage increase. This is not from levels or anything. This is just from putting Sinbad in the team. That is the same level. So I wanted to keep it comparable. That's why I didn't level up the heroes, even though I have resources right now. That's quite substantial. It sucks a little bit that I did a little bit of a fail there and use Smokey again. I wanted to go Mikola. And I use Smokey. I think with Mikola it would have been more damage. Yeah, I think that's the next thing that we are going to test. I want to see if Mikola is more damage. And I think I'm going to sacrifice one single attack now. Well, not now, tomorrow. No, positions is not really positions. The formation was that and it's a little bit different. The only difference is I moved Sinbad one slot to the left. But that wouldn't matter. Like, they changed the position so much in this fight that this wouldn't really matter. Like, it's very, very similar positions. So, I don't think that is. A tight core spell could be a very interesting upgrade. But as I already said, the thing is, we deal most of our damage with a single hero. Like, this guy deals all of the damage. I think if you have multiple damage dealer, tight core spell is more interesting. It doesn't stack. So that's the thing. Tight core spell doesn't really stack. So, yeah. Well, it doesn't say that it doesn't stack. Does it stack? It doesn't say that it doesn't stack. Can it stack? Is that a bug? But I use this one for the moment. It's also haste in there. It's kind of cool. Damage-wise, there was nothing. Like, if we check out the damage numbers, there really was nothing. But it's still, I think the attacks that we do right now are, of course, not to like get any place 1 or anything. We'll do that after. We will still destroy those guys. No question about it. But right now, we're mostly looking into the damage. I got baited by the Cello Hyper once. Did you try that, Roy? I don't know how strong your account is made, but I have that on my list. I want to try the Celestial Hypergen team, because it looked pretty cool. 8.2 was tight. Yeah, I think tight will be better. Even though I kind of also feel at the same time, like, if you buff Corrin, and we can watch a replay maybe of this fight, because it was fairly interesting. We can watch it at double speed this time. If you buff Corrin, and Corrin deals like nearly all of your damage, then the debuff on the enemies is not that important. If it stacks though, that's a different story. Like, the amount of ults that we do is obviously insane. So, having that stack could be insane. Could be stronger than I thought it would be. You mean from Smoky Charms? I don't have Smoky Charms. So, I don't have those. What charms does he even have? I didn't really want to use him, honestly. I didn't plan to use Smoky in this fight. It was unintentional. It just worked because I did the comparison fight before. But I wanted to try him out for Mikola. I'm pretty sure that this result is like... I don't think the positioning on Merrily can change anything. My Sinbad plus 25, but charms suck. I don't think you necessarily need the charms for Sinbad. At least not for this fight. Maybe later on. But the damage increase that we had right here is not explained through any means by position change. At least doesn't make too much sense. I'm wondering though right now, because I don't know the charms for Smokey. What does he have? Yeah, I have like one missing. Oh yeah, it's 12 damage reduction and 12 energy on it. It's a nice buff. It's a nice buff, most certainly. The Mikola one is just like that she gets her ult quicker. It's just like 40 energy per second till she reaches the first ult. Yeah, I have the charms for Corrin. I got those. What I planned on doing and what I thought about was also upgrading this to plus 15. But for the moment I won't do it. For the moment I won't do it. I mean, like, it's just one attack, but I think I will tell some people about it and I will let them test this as well. It made so much more damage, you saw it on Analytica. Let me check this out. I check out this thread quite frequently. It's always a little bit difficult. What I hate is when somebody posts their lineup and posts their damage and doesn't post their bloody resonance level. Like, mate, you could be, I don't know, resonance level 600, post your damage, and I wouldn't know. Its Graveborn team is interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this. But this is also 540, right? What am I? I'm 531. I could be more, so I could also have 540, but this is like full 540 with 6.8. So it's probably not that great, but he has very low heroes. But he has like 6-star Lily May with epic set. Okay, nice, mate. Then we have a 6.9k Corrin, but it's like Tidecore Wave. I think Tidecore Wave will be better, honestly. Pretty sure about this. And Season made like a graphic with Merrily as well. I was just asked Season. Some different positioning there. I mean, it's tight call. What did I do before that? Okay, in season made the graphic but didn't test it. Okay, but in season sees like the other attempts more often than I do. 540 is relevant as it unlocks level 20 artifact. True. Yeah, that is true. I don't know how far you can even upgrade. Is it just level 20? Because we can go beyond. Like the thing, I was not sure. Do you know what happens once you get level 20? Can you instantly continue? Because we get the material here already. That's a weird thing. Bit of a discussion at the same time with in-season. In-season didn't test Sinbad yet, so... It's a bit sad that we only have one attack, but it's like one single attack after the other here. And he had less damage. But he did so little damage. Like, I did more damage than this guy. This guy has 541, he has 551 on his stuff here. Like, this is the comparison. I'm just like excluding you from the discussion here. This was the other screenshot that was posted there. And the thing is, like, look at this. It's just like, wait, we do it like this. If we go and zoom in a little bit, if you can see, it's like 551 here and 541 for 49. He has 5.2, which is like 1.4 or 1,400 million lower than we had. He has plus 20 artifact. I mean, this is insane. This is good damage. 8.5 is really good. What I want to test is, I don't know if it's just like because of Tidecore spell. But this still seems really low for the level. So yeah. Yeah. Level 20 is massive boost for Tidecore spell. Can we see that? Wait, yeah. Can we see level 20? Oh no, we can't see it, because we are too low. But we should be close to upgrading it, I guess. Tied to P with quarantine. I can show you another quarantine. It's also pretty crazy. At the same time, while I'm talking, yeah. Keep the kids busy here. This is interesting. It's like this immunity at the beginning is crazy. And then suddenly you will see the white numbers dropping in. If you see the white numbers from Corrin, oh, this is crazy. Look at that. Look at those numbers. That is like normal speed. And it's still like, look at the numbers. That looks like triple speed. It's normal speed. Don't tell me that isn't a... That is a bug. Like, that's a bug. It's like 7 attacks in a second. He's just like... 7 attacks in a second. Crazy. I got the latest, you worth it. We're not 100% sure. Let's triple that. Look at this if you triple that. Look how it looks. The white numbers don't even vanish anymore. It's just like... Insane. Looks like a machine gun. That is a bug. That is some kind of bug. We will see a fix for this. No chance this is real. But the consideration, and this is also why I tried with Resonating Spell first, by the way, was that on most teams that dealt high damage, Resonating Spell was used. So that's the thing. Level 20. Oh yeah! Zenith, you are right! That was the thing. That was also the reason I have it on level 19, by the way. I wanted to upgrade to 20 and suddenly it was like 540 resonance cap and I was like, oh, made real. Or did Fungi use Tidecall? Wait a second. Did Fungi use Tidecall? We have to do a spy thing here. No, he also used Resonating. Oh, there's Paragon 3. Bloody whale. I don't have Alsa build to replace in the quarantine. That's difficult. I think with Alsa is really her amount of ults. You want the amount of ults. So, yeah, it's a bit difficult to replace Alsa. Do you need a lot of copies is the question. Oh, wait. Slam. It's just like... Energy cost to 400. Ah, yeah, you kind of need her even at Mythic Plus. Difficult. Any comp for Supremacy with Wilder talents? Yeah. Yeah. Can I show you? I'm not sure if I did the Wilder thing today. Oh wait, this is contributions. No, I can't show you. I can't show you. I can show you the general lineup. Maybe this helps you. We can just go into talent trials and I can set it up for you and maybe you can see it and then it helps you. Just go Lily May. And then you need some heroes that deal strong damage. And number one choice for that is, for example, Brian. If you have, you can go Lenya. By the way, we need... Wait, sorting. Okay. Bam. If you have, you can go Lenya. That's a choice. Parisa is okay-ish. It is another choice to go Damien. So if you have Lenya, you can go like this. And this is alright. And then you just add some other damage dealers to this. You can go with like Rainier like this. Somebody out there making music. Crazy. Okay. No mate is of course of Rowan position. Okay, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Use Fresto instead of Alsa. Fresto is an option, I guess. But I mean, if you have Fresto... I like the third hero, it doesn't really matter. You can go for like Odie or something, just for a little bit more damage, that's alright. Or if you have her, you can go Mikola. For some buffs there, and then focus on that. And it's usually dealt quite a good damage. I had some repeats for that, but it's a bit weird. They don't really show when you don't fight the boss anymore, so... Sadly can't show you. I'm pretty sure this was the team, by the way. Let me check again. Let me make sure. Let me make sure that was correct what I told you. Guild supremacy. I mean, there's some good stuff going on with all as well. Yeah, what other people used was like Odie, Lily May, Brian, Parisa, and Rainier. Yeah. So Odie in there, Rainier in there for some damage. Brian pretty good. Parisa was honestly alright. Parisa's like 50% of what Brian did. For Shrimp. Yeah. Yeah. It's also possible to go for Wilder one. Yeah. Good. It's just checking for that. And then... Wait, was discussing something there. Let's go back and let's see if we can do some more stuff with our wonderful new hero Sinbad, because we also have Legend Trial open. I'm not sure how we exactly are going to use him there. I'm not sure how we're going to include him. Like for Nara, I was like, okay, this is Nara, we put her in like this. But I'm not sure how we are even going to put this guy there. Because like he's a rogue. He really doesn't do a whole lot. I'm not sure if the fights are long enough. Like we can do this, maybe this. Interesting. Double ult. Is double ult interesting for him? Yeah, go double ult. I guess. Bit of that. Bit of Vala. Vala not double ulting is crazy. Okay, I want to see better. I don't know if he's even going to do anything. Like he's running. He's assessing stuff. Ah, it's like support hero. He's always going out of the battle. Why do it will be so difficult to see if he does something. He did damage. That's not bad. His damage? 160 mil. Is this random? Was this random? Parisa's there for the attack speed boost for Odie and Lily. Parisa. Oh yeah, she has attack speed boost, right? Wait, does she? Wasn't it just like... I always forget... Oh yeah, she has that, right? Bloody hell, I always forget about this. I always think like it's only the bunny girl that has that. Let me check this out. I think Parisa is like on the second ability. Was it that? Yeah. One nearest ally. Yeah, so you have to do the positioning correctly for the Parisa to put it close to Lily May. If you do that wrong, then it's kind of sucks. Other option might be Luca, honestly. Because you also have the increase for the attack speed for the allies there. So that's an option. Hey Franklin, welcome to the stream. Yeah. So it's Parisa, probably, and can use Luca as well. Is an option. It's like... One thing I feel like right now is that it will be tough for us to get to any conclusive opinion about this hero. I think we will go into Dream Realm and eventually test it. And this will answer some stuff. We can also go into AFK stages and try some light Baratal shenanigans. Though I feel like this is not going to work. Kind of too high leveled for that, and this is like so slow. It's like so slow. It's a very slow hero. It's a very slow hero. 6 seconds in, like until he even activates his main ability. Then damage-wise, it's okay, but got out damaged by Temesia here. He didn't really put anything into competition there. I think the interesting thing is really what he will do for stuff like... I think I want to show him tomorrow in some other game modes. Maybe we will put him into Guild Supremacy and Battle Drills. Should we do that? Put him into Guild Supremacy and Battle Drills? Because we can swap him in there. And we could make a very interesting video about it. Swap him into Guild Battles and Battle Drills and then like just see what he can do there. Because I think there we were using Resonating Spell. Should be pretty easy to implement him. Should be fairly easy. So that's really the question. We had the mark there. I still think heroes are dying rather fast when they have this mark on him. And that's good. That is good damage. That is no stuff going in there. Maybe we can even build a PvP team. Maybe we can build a PvP team. Something slow. Something defensy. Something Lily May, Presto, Heaven, something like that. But I think it will be a bit weak. Will it be a bit weak? But I think it will be interesting nonetheless. So it doesn't really matter to me that it's a bit weak. It will be interesting. Building like a slow team and then using those debuffs, because we haven't really implemented debuffs too much into this game. I'm kind of curious about this performance once we hit like the 60 stages. If they have Thorin, you will lose. I'm not sure. Like, Thorin is strong as long as he doesn't die fast. If we kill Thorin very fast and he doesn't get to do his ult, we are not really in too much of a tough position there. So it's like, it's not really too much of an issue then. It's interesting how much we can reduce the attack of the best damage dealer. Test a lot today. He hard counters Lily and Sinbad team. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay, this is already slow over 59 here. Let's see how the damage is over a longer period of time. We have 430. He kept up with Vala. At least in the Lightbearer faction. This is not bad. I mean, it's not really boss damage type stuff that we do here. But considering he can keep up with Vala in Lightbearer Tower, it's like we very rarely have heroes that can do that. And you can just say, okay, I keep up with Lightbearers there. Okay, Carolina being both on this situation, we rarely see this. So now she has no attack and like no H survivability. Okay. It quickly gets put on another hero, like it doesn't take too long, like maybe a second or something, so the reassessment is pretty quick. It feels a little bit like idle heroes, when you have those debuffs and you make a hero way weaker. And you gotta just get to work through this team. I think it will be like... if we make a team with Sinbad, we will make a very slow team that is strong at fighting very slow teams. We won't beat the Diurnal team with this, I fear. We won't beat some other crazy teams with that. We won't probably beat the Talene team with that. We're probably looking for something Scalita, I guess. There are some of those... The teams I first thought about were those teams that mainly fought Scalita, mainly used Scalita to deal damage. I think at that point you have like enough time to probably get rid of some of the enemies. He survived pretty well for the beginning there. Now Vala of course has the big advantage that she's basically untargetable, so there she had her moment to shine. Still outdamaged by Sinbad. Still outdamaged by Sinbad, that's pretty crazy. He died earlier than her, she got the true damage quite often, and he still outdamaged her. That's mad. And not by a little bit, that's like pretty substantial. It's almost as much outdamage as Temesia did overall. It's difficult to call him bad in this situation. Just purely based on this damage, I would have a problem calling him bad. But then again, if we come... What is this stage, by the way? What is this enemy stage? They put a bloody Supreme Lily May and they put a Lenya in there. Like, that's crazy. And just to annoy me, Granny. Okay, a bit of a crazy stage we are fighting here. I think Vala is a little better if you are, like, on the edge of losing. Vala can, like, ace something out, which he probably can't, but damage potential that he put out is rather nice. It's rather nice. Not enough to really push us super widely forward. We are on the same level now as on the Wilder tree, but Wilder is a super strong faction. Lightbearer historically really is not. So that is an interesting thing. Let's try Arena. Let's try Arena and let's search for somebody that builds a slow team. That is not really a slow team. That is really not a slow team. That's a pretty fast team. That is not a slow team. That is relatively weak. That is Shrimp. Shrimp, are you slow? Shrimp is a little bit slow. Shrimp you wouldn't mind. Giving Shrimp points is alright as well. So, Shrimp, if I lose to you, then it's good. If I win against you, I'm very sorry. Let's place this there, maybe. Oh, we go like this. It's pretty good. Oh, wait, is this one? Okay, cool. Sinbad. I also wanna do Hewin. And I wanna do a little bit of this as well. And then we go Sinbad. Where is my Sinbad? There is my Sinbad. And we do something like this. No, we do something like this, right? I don't like that he's there. Do we do something like this? Is this what we do? Is this what we do, guys? This is a little bit weird. It's like tanking with Heben and then Sinbad and trying to get rid of the heroes before Skalita even comes down. And we get to fight against the Heben and try to outdamage her. So that's a thing. That's a thing. Oh wait. Information is incomplete. We have 2 little heroes. We have 1 more hero that we can place. Okay. We need a hero. We need a hero. We have 2 little heroes in here. Lol. With Rainier. I'm not sure about Rainier. I don't like Rainier. I could see a Lenya, honestly. I could see a Lenya. Could also see something like a Nara. Or we go with something strong. But I don't want to Skalita it. I would honestly don't mind being fancy. I would honestly don't mind being fancy on this one. We need to be a little bit aggressive heroes, I guess. We need the heroes that are a little bit aggressive. And that do aggressive stuff. Damien. I mean, we have Lily May with the aggressiveness. I wouldn't mind going Lenya. Like Lenya is pretty cool in this situation, honestly. We have Heal. Heal is in the game. We could also go Dunlinger. Do something really weird. Or Brian to eat Lily's ult. I don't like Brian to eat Lily's ult. I don't like that strat at all. Even in this situation, I would rather put Iron in there to do this. I think we go Lenya. I think we just try. We can fight them multiple times. Okay. Let's slow that down a little bit. Start of the fight. Sinbad starts the assessment. We should get extra damage on that Thorin. But that guy just got healed up entirely. It's not cool. Might ult in our face. Can we get an ult? Ah, my Hewin is standing in the back and doing exactly nothing. That is bad. Okay, we get Hewin ult, which we desperately need to our Lenya to survive. We get extra damage, I am pretty sure. Ah! Okay. Okay, Skalita is sadly active. We didn't get to kill everything fast enough. To be honest, it is all a blur. Our Lenya didn't get a single ult. His Thorin Thorin is still surviving even through this BS, or Sinbad just got destroyed, which didn't remove the marks. Mark singular. Our Lenya got rid of his Skalita and his Thorin, which is pretty good. We still have our Hewen, we still have our Lily May. And I have to probably apologize to Shrimp. Sorry, bro. I mean, at least you got destroyed by a fancy team. Okay, was this strong? I really didn't feel like it. I don't even know what happened. It was way too crazy. Like, even we watched that at one speed and still I didn't see anything. I saw nothing. I saw nothing. Did you guys see anything? I saw nothing. I feel like we randomly survived because we got the Hewen ult at the right moment, which healed our Lenya, which then went into a lucky duel, which we won, and then we steamrolled him out of the game. Yeah, that is an option. Swap ticket into Bonnie. I think Bonnie's 8 here, or is she? I saw Sin getting clapped by Thorin. Oh no! We have a witness with Kairi. We watch it again. It's a bit tough to see what happens there. We had the immediate hit like on the Thorin there, which should be cool. At least getting kept alive. He's of course getting the Skalita shield. We're a bit unlucky there that we will be confining spelled on the Hewen and on this Thorin that is there. We have a single Thorin that is just tanking everything there, by the way. It's kind of funny. He's tanking 3 heroes. Our Lenya kind of positioned herself in the face of 3 ults. This is the moment where I thought she would be dead, but we got an immediate Hewen ult, which healed her back up. So this is really nice. Got hit by that, and the idea that I initially had was that at this point where the Skalita comes down, we are already so far into his team, or ripped so hard into his team, that this is no longer an issue. But I feel like to do like a really offensive team, to do like a real fast team, Sinbad is a little bit too slow. Maybe it's more like you get extra survivability and you get to chunk away at teams that would otherwise be a lot faster than you are. And we get to see a little bit of a demonstration there at the top of Lenya damage. We get to see a ton of Lenya damage here, which is pretty cool. Because Lenya is absolutely destroying all of his units. Yeah, quite sad that poor Shrimp has now lost 16 points. But he gave them to his guild leader, and I think that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. That is a sacrifice I am willing to make. It's totally alright for Shrimp to pay his taxes in this way and give me some points. So, yeah. The idea was to test a weird team and give Shrimp some points. Because we don't really want to get him out of here. He's somehow managed to push the guy that quit months ago. This is funny, by the way. This guy quit months ago and fell out of the top 5. He's now back in the top 5. So he won so many fights now without even attacking that he's now place 4 again. Which is insane. I don't think... Yeah, this is by the way, this is his team. It's like pretty strong. It's like Paragon 2 Diana, Paragon 3 Iron. So it's a strong unit. We can try Vivi. That's more of a classical Iron team. The only thing that makes me puke here is that we have to replace basically every single team that we make. That is kind of annoying. So I have to reset them. Oh, it was Fungi. We still have a whale on our server. Quit after like 1 to above months. Still top 5 because he got down the team and people keep attacking him. You can't really beat that. That's the problem. Because we didn't really get too many stronger tools there. So we use Sinbad. Not even sure where. Can go like, wait, we can go and do like this. Wait, no, it's not right. This would be the right way. And then this. And then we can go like this and do this and do, where is my heathen? This, and put her there. And then we need another hero. Do we do the same thing again? Because we could go uber fancy. I kind of like the uber fancy idea. Just to go like this. Well, you probably won't hit Damien, right? I don't know what even happens. Let's do this. Okay, we get the counter. We pull. We get nothing to pull, so we don't pull. We pull again. Sinbad nearly died. Which is pretty insane considering we really didn't put him into too much harm. We have the debuff there on the Arden. And I'm kind of curious, like, it's difficult to judge those things, because if you have a 90% attack debuff on a singular enemy, it's like not that it's bad in any way, it's just that missing damage or damage that gets reduced is a bit hard to notice if you're not in like a boss situation where you exactly know how much damage this guy is supposed to deal. But we had this debuff on Arden, still like he's the biggest damage dealer, but we didn't really struggle. This was like a Paragon 2 team. Honestly, this looked like a pretty clean win. But then again, we countered an Iron team with like a Lily May. But the other thing is, we saw that he can deal good damage, but I think in most situations, his value is not in dealing damage, but in making other heroes deal more damage, or making the enemy deal less damage. Is he worth it for PvP? We are not going to fight this. I don't really see it. Interesting. Time to attack Fungi. But I don't think it was Nara. Nara is not good. We need something else. Last time, what did we use? Last time we used Talene. Lenya. Do we use Lenya again, or do we try something else? What do you guys say? Do we use that again, or do we try something else? He just uses Thorin tricks. So sad. We could use Dunlinger. Be like very annoying to him. Again? Same thing again. Okay. I don't mind. Let's see. Let's go! Okay, triple speed is not activated. We go hard on the Thorin in every single situation. And then we get like... Oh, he lost his first immunity already. That was our Lenya. Our Lenya just got destroyed. Okay, that ult won't hit hard. That ult will hit hard. Okay, we got a bit lucky there. Otherwise we would have lost our Lily May. Funny how we still struggle to hit through that. We now have the assessment there. Okay, now the interesting thing would be a duel here to see this damage of this Lily May, which just absolutely got nuked. I mean, now our... Okay. It works, but also he's using a weird team. We got insane damage by Lily May though. Like when we use Sinbad, we get insane damage to Lily May. This is what I notice. This is not like a bad team. He has like Paragon 3 stuff, this bloody whale. Everybody has to pay their taxes today. I'm only attacking guild members. I'm only attacking guild members. I'm taking all the points from my guild. It's all my points. Like if I see those numbers... This, by the way, is freaking pathetic. At this point I should probably have used like... something like... I don't know. What should I have used? Probably more of Damien, maybe. This is also pretty slow. Let's try this. We take this out, and maybe we can keep this. He's trying to steal my Presto, which I don't like. But okay, I mean, what can I do? We'll allow it. He can have the copy. What else did I want to use? Lenya didn't work. Lenya really didn't do much. That was quite sad, I have to say. Lenya really didn't do much. We'll take Damien this time. And maybe go with Scalita. Scalita is an option. I think Scalita's good. A bit of early, oh no, not early, Scalita please, thank you. And we swap this. A bit of early survivability. Could be nice. Let's just see. You can have the copy. Put it over to your side. Hit my copy. I will hit yours. Oh, we should probably have adjusted our artifact there a little bit. We have the debuff now on his Lily May, which is interesting. She couldn't hit through the shield there. So she has noticeably less attack. Like she hit Sinbad and it didn't really do anything. Now we get Scalitas. I mean, in this case of Scalita, she kind of goes around all of his abilities, if we think about it. Like, she's just not on the board to be inflicted by any kind of debuff. She won't be the hero that has the most damage taken. She won't be the hero that has dealt the most damage. She will be neither in any situation. So if we take that into consideration, he's really not that great against her. And we can still see, even though she had the debuff, she still did a crap ton of damage. It didn't even matter. And she isn't even higher. That is not like a higher Lily May than ours. It's just like that she dealt a crap ton of damage. And that is crazy. I don't think that should be... She should be like... Maybe at 400k. Maybe at 400k. I feel like. With the debuff and everything, maybe 400k. Should not be 2.6. I think that's... I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't see him in PvP. I don't see him in PvP. Too slow. Too slow. Is there already somebody who found something out with Nico Draken? Or do we have to find something ourselves? Okay, we have to find something ourselves, apparently. Who do we use? He's a bit of a debuff, huh? Could go remove Thorin. But we need a tank, do we? Is there a team already? Did some smart folk from AFK Analytica find stuff? DR Necro Dragon. Oh god, what is he using? He is using Sinbad, he is using Mikola, he is using Lily May, he is using Rainier, and he is using Lenya. That is the combination that we have right here. So the hero that he's not using is Thorin and is Odie, and he's using Lenya instead, and he's using Sinbad instead. Which would be right there. Oh, we could also go like this in this situation, honestly. Get the pull buff there. And he's going for the Tide Call. And he's getting 4.3, which is 81%, which is a bit more than I had. This guy going without her has way more damage, though. Pharaoh. Which is this? It's like... What is this? This is only 505? Is he that low? That's insane. 509. Oh, wait. 509! I just want to say it's that low, 509. And then I forgot that we are in Dream Realm and 509 is completely crazy. Okay, let's try this. Oh wait, we go double speed. On this one I go double speed. Both viewers, of course, on the boss, they kind of fly in the stratosphere on the Dream Realm bosses. They're like up here. It's a bit crazy. We, of course, didn't use Lenya before. We used Odie. Sinbad? Yeah. Well, not sure. Oh, Lenya dead. That not good. That is not good. He's surviving pretty well, I say, in the moment he's dying. It's not better than the team I had. It's also not worse. It's like pretty much the same as the team I used before. That's pretty good though. Can we get Lenya out of this team, please? It's like pretty ridiculous, honestly. I don't like her there at all. I don't like her there at all. We have to do something else. I think Coco maybe even. Maybe we go Coco. Get a little bit of the survivability up there. Do a little bit like this. Let's try that. Let's try that. We'll do 2-3 fights. Maybe try something out. This was, by the way, this wasn't a bad result. Even though we didn't beat our former damage. Which was just like a little bit lower. We were very much so a little bit lower. Even though we didn't get to beat that, we got pretty close, which is nice. So it's not like we have a completely bad hero here. We have an 8 here. We have an 8 here. We have a hero that feels very much so like an 8 here. Or that you would expect, like you wouldn't expect an 8 here to feel. Pretty good in certain situations. Very limited in others. And there we just beat our damage. And we go to 80, we go to 81, we go to 82 actually. And 82.5. We actually beat our damage. So this is better than my last team. Crazy. Not bad. Top 9. So, this is not bad. This is really not bad. 3-star, Supreme Plus, 1.2 bill. It's not a bad result. What do you guys say? Tell me what you guys think. 1.2 bill. I think that's not bad. That's pretty good for an 8 tier. Like, in terms of an 8 tier hero, 1.2 bill. I pinged you with another lineup in the Discord. He was Rezo 509. Wait, which one did you tag? Did you tag Mr. City? Is this Mr. No, Old Grey Gamer is what you tagged. And he had this. He had an Odie in there. He did something pretty similar. He just did it without Rainier. He used Odie instead of Rainier. But 509. Pretty crazy. Okay. Let's do another attempt. 82.4 is already what I wanted to achieve, by the way. It's kind of interesting. We have the Mikola. We put Sinbad there, and he did the positioning in this way. Remove this guy, put this in there, and this is the team that this guy used, so we give this a go as well. He was substantially higher than I was, though. And I got private message. Not related to AFK Journey. Nonetheless, what did Mr. City do? Mr. City went to lean. Okay. Let's see this. So, like... Sinbad? I can't see Sinbad. Honestly, for an 8 tier, Sin good. I think Sin good. Sin not very nice in PvP. But Sin pretty good in other game modes. Yeah, okay, we got a bit unlucky there. I think this was a little bit of the lack of the heal there. We got good damage. Look at that. I mean, this is still a very nice comparison. Look at that. No charms. No charms out-damaging Odie. Like, what do I have to say? This is crazy. This is really, really good Dream Realm damage. Can we like max this somehow? I think with Mikola we're already pretty good there, right? We get when triple damage dealer here. Yeah. But this is crazy. This is crazy that he managed to out damage here. I don't think the team is better. It's just like a little bit of a solvability issue. We have Rainier on the other one. It would actually be a damage increase still if we got the charms. Like the charms here are a damage increase. Because we would go, in this case, we would get 60 haste. And it would increase his ultimate damage. The good thing about this guy is, and we always have this discussion when we go for like wilder heroes. I always tend to go into the wish list and say, okay, let's take a look at the heroes and who you want to get there. If we go into Wilder, we have like all these crazy heroes. We have like Damien, we have Parisa, we have Arden, we have Alenia, we have Ulmus, we have so many crazy heroes. If we go into Lightbearer, we don't have the same situation. We have Marilee, which you don't need if you go for Lily May. And we have Corrin. So there aren't really any must-gets right now in the Lightbearer faction. There are like can-gets and some should-gets. And I think in terms of meta viability in the Lightbearer faction, it is right now Corrin and then probably him already. I would say he's top 2 Lightbearer, A tier. Which is insane. I mean, it's not as much of a statement as a would be if I would say he's top 2 Mauler or he's top 2 Wilder, because Lightbearer is substantially weaker as a faction. But I would say he's the second best Lightbearer at the moment. Before the season, I might have placed him first. I think that is like the reality of this. I would have probably placed him on place 1 A tier's Lightbearer before this season. In this season, we got Corrin. Corrin does 2 insane stuff, which I think is a bug, but right now we have the situation that his damage is insane. But I would have probably placed him place 1 last season, place 2 this season. So that would be my statement for A tier priority Lightbearer. That is what I think about this. It might change a little bit, but I think like from the heroes that you can place in there, having a Lightbearer hero right now that is able to outdamage Odie in certain situations, that is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy already, and that is pretty much worth getting him. Because what else would you do? Of course, Marilee is more interesting against endless bosses. But I don't think you play the game right if your main focus on damage dealer isn't Lily May. I think everybody should go for Lily May. And you might be unlucky, but that's a thing. I think being LB looking at those season talents is a good thing. I guess we can swap him out and at the end of the season comes out an OP A rank. I think, yeah. But like the question is he a hero you must have immediately? I'm not sure about that. And that was also an initial question that I asked. Is he a hero you must get right now? Is he a hero you must get immediately? I don't think he is. The only way I would say he's a hero that for some people is like an immediate must-have would be if we really manage to improve the team on the primordial boss to an extent where he is top meta. I am not convinced we can. Our one single attack that we did was promising. But we have to find out why. And this one single attack that we did that was promising because it increased our damage a lot, that we have to keep in mind that we didn't get to like a place 1 point with this, which was to be expected. So we have to kind of set it into more of a context, which means we have to do a few more attacks, maybe 3 more tomorrow. And at that point, we will see if he is, if he's really buffing our damage there this much. We had some more promising results, of course, now in the Dream Realm battle mode, with the result that we have, that he's better in this situation than Odie. And in this situation, you have to keep in mind, if he is out damaging Odie, he does more than Odie. He adds to our damage as well. I think the thing about getting him right now also meant that you lose the benefit of having good rarity wish list for LB to S+, unless you're already pulling for Paragons on your A rarities. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, who are you getting? You probably have Marilee. You probably already have her. If you play from the start, you have Merrily. Otherwise, I'm not sure if you should even get her. And then you just set Corrin and him. I think that's the way. That's the way. So I'm not entirely getting your point, but that might just be the understanding of the text you wrote. Not really the thing. He's not a must-have. Not a must-have. But he's okay to get. If you're playing with the thought of getting Bonnie, then you can get him now and swap to Bonnie, maybe. It's an option. Or you can wait for Bonnie and then swap back in case you still decide for Sinbad. Because, as I said, you don't need to get him now. And personally, if I was free to play, I would probably mostly summon for S tiers. I would not really summon for the A tiers. Because even though, of course, you are on a slower pace when you get them, you can still just put them in the wish list, do some normal early recruitments and be happy with that. And he will be available in not that long. 20 days. You wait 3 weeks, put him into early recruitment wish list, and get him then. Get the cop. It's loaded. Reconnected. Okay, we are back. Nice. Better just wait. Yeah, probably. Is he put in there? Wait, this warrior charm. We wouldn't really know, right? Wait, is he listed there? Us with the €2. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate it. Thank you. First donation this stream. Very nice. Thanks, mate. So, no, he's not in there. Apparently, I don't see him. At least he's not in there. I don't think he will be super meta anyway. I want to already put him. Saving resources in this game is underrated. Mostly spill it out and then it's okay. I'm kind of done. At least testing him. Right now, I see some more promise in battle drills and maybe guild supremacy. But that is a thing for us to test tomorrow. Because today we won't have an attack. We should probably put him in battle drills though. Let's put him in battle drills. Let's take out some useless junk hero that we do not like and do not need and put him in there. Scalita's not really a junk hero. Bas with another €2 from Germany. Great. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Danke dir. Who do we take out here? Let's just switch out Scalita. For pirates! Okay, so we can do an attack tomorrow. And then we will just do a bit of a YouTube video. We'll do a bit of a YouTube video tomorrow. And I think that will be very cool. And we'll show an attack. And I will do a video on this guy as well, Black Creeper. We will see this. And I think I've sufficiently answered the question of whether or not you should pull for him. Well, have I? Have I answered this question? I think I've made it a bit of a mystery. You can, but you don't have to. So, that is like the thing. Sinbad or Sin good? Sin good. I think Sin good. But Sin will not be that useful against endless bosses. Because Sin not true damage. Maybe at the same time. Sin very good at the start of the season though. So, do with that whatever you want. Yeah. I will still have to record a YouTube video for today. I want to record a YouTube video. If you are interested in that, I'm not going to record it live on stream, just because our connection is bad. And I don't want to have to cut out some loading time in the middle. That would be annoying. We are going to do 25, probably 30 normal summons, 120 right here. I'm going to upgrade this account quite a lot. Or do we do that tomorrow? Guys? Because the thing I'm a bit afraid of is upgrading a hero right now. Because if we upgrade, I don't know, Lily May, which just needs like 1 copy, that would also be not that good. Let's do that tomorrow. I really want to keep this testing integrity as far as I can. We already have a Paragon 2 upgrade here. I mean, Sylvina wouldn't hurt if I upgrade her. Would not be a problem. As we don't really use her. So I can do that. Paragon 2. Yeah, I have multiple Paragon 2s coming up. We are actually going to fulfill the requirement for Paragon 3. So that's pretty crazy. Okay. I'm not tired in that sense. It is just that yeah. Someone improve on this. There's another guy that posted a team here. But that's pretty much what we tested. He did it with Lenya. And we did put Coco in there and did better, actually. Okay, interesting. Anything more? Is Sinbad worth it for free to play? Worth listing in your A list, in your wish list for A tier. Shall we do another small summary? Free to play should probably not summon for Sinbad, in my opinion. I think it would be better to wait for an S tier. Sinbad is a very good hero in the early parts of the season. Later on he will suffer because he won't have true damage, and I don't think his support capabilities will suffice to keep him up there. I think at that point we will likely look at something else. He's a great asset though for the Lightbearer faction skill teams. I think he will see play there. Maybe replacing Cassidy, because we are mostly dealing with Corrin, who's the true damage dealer. So he will have better synergy with Sinbad. So for Wales in that sense, yes, you want him, I think. I'm pretty sure. You can wait for my testing video tomorrow, and I will sum all of that up again tomorrow. If you put him in your wish list in 3 weeks, I think he's place 2 most important Lightbearer heroes at the moment. If you go for Lily May. If you don't go for Lily May, then it's Marilee. So that's a thing. I think Sinbad is not a weak Lightbearer, as I said. It's a very strong Lightbearer, in fact. So one of the best ones in there in terms of A tiers, just beaten by Corrin at the moment. So that is the thing. What team are you using for Guild Supremacy? I showed one team. I am planning to use a Lightbearer team tomorrow. So that will be Rowan, Sinbad, this will be Corrin, this will be Alsa, and this will be Rainier. Yep, that will be the combination probably I will try. Even though other people did more damage with other stuff. Will probably also be the stuff that I do for Battle Druids tomorrow for the boss. Yep. So that's the plan. I wanted to show this, like Guild Supremacy attacks. I remember there being a list here, but because we are now on the next boss, there actually isn't. And by the way, maybe before we end this, do you guys also feel like this boss is now way better? I just did one suggestion for the community managers. I told them, please make it so we have 3 attacks, that we have a skip button, and that we can view like our matches and maybe share them to the guild chat. And that is what I wanted from them. Because I feel like 1 match is not enough. Sometimes you want to test stuff and then 3 fights is just better. But then you should have like a skip button. And of course, if you have 3 fights, the boss HP would need to be tripled. But this boss feels now way better than last season. So I really like this. And I get to fight it every single day, which I think is a nice thing. Yeah. So in general, the whole gameplay feeling of the start of the season, I think, was way better than last time. Of course, last time was a lot of criticism as well. This time, way less. And the gameplay side is, of course, I don't think it's really the issue. It's mostly about mystical house pity rates and rate ups and whatever that we already talked about. But yeah, maybe a topic for another time. So for now, I think that's it for this live stream. Another short 2-hour live stream. And I think can keep it at that. Sad that we had those connectivity issues in the middle. I hope you will still enjoy this live stream or enjoyed this live stream still. You see it later. Tell me your opinion about Sinbad down in the comments below. And with that, I think we'll probably end this. With the comment from Rico Claire to said the quality of lives in Season 1 made Season 2 good. That is what I said. That is like exactly what I hope for. I always said like they make the game better with every patch. And so I was hyped for Season 2 because I said at the beginning, when the game is now bad, but every little patch was a step in the right direction because they listened to the community. And I think this is paying off this season. And if this season is already good and feeling good, this is like, honestly, a season that feels well, then the next season I think will feel even better. So I can't wait for this one. So for the next one, even though this one is not already finished, I can't wait for the next one because this might be even better. So this is something to see for. Yep, everybody have a great weekend. And with that, I wish you a great day. See us in the next one.